this is good. It really is. Ben & Jerry's fish food ice cream. Chocolate with gooey marshmallow swirls, caramels. Well, you can't go wrong, can you? The founders of Ben & Jerry's believe there's more to the brand than the names and what's in this container. Activism's been baked into the mission since its founding 48 years ago. So they've protested against, possible oil drilling in the wildlife refuge in 2005 with a giant mound of ice cream on Capitol Hill. In 2015, they celebrated same-sex marriage, becoming legal in the US, and renamed its chocolate chip cookie dough flavoured I Dough. And during the war in Gaza, Ben & Jerry's stopped selling ice cream in the West Bank, occupied by Israel. That was met with fierce resistance from the parent company at the time, Unilever. Since then, Unilever spun off the brand in essentially the same management to Magnum. The founders are now claiming the problems got worse. Jerry Greenfield said he'd had enough.
This isn't because I've lost my love for the people at Ben & Jerry's. They're the soul of Ben & Jerry's. What has made their work so important to me, and what allowed the company to be more than just an ice cream company, was the independence to pursue our values, which was guaranteed when Unilever bought the company. It's profoundly disappointing to come to the conclusion that that independence, the very basis of our sale to Unilever, is gone.
Jerry left the company. Ben fights on with a Free Ben & Jerry's campaign, calling for the ice cream maker to become independent. B&J supporters even crashed Magnum's shareholder meeting last week. Ben Cohen is the co-founder of Ben & Jerry's. He's with me now, sir. It's always an honour to have you on the programme. Magnum has said they're not going to sell. That the original agreement with Unilever needed to be updated, but essentially they are still committed to the same three branches of the social policy. You say that's not the case.
Yeah, that's correct. They put out a press release saying that they are strengthening the social mission at the same time that they're attempting to get rid of the entire independent board of directors that is responsible for the social mission of the company. So, the contract that was signed by Unilever and has now been transferred to Magnum is very, very specific. It states that the independent directors can only be added to the board by a majority vote, the independent directors, and they can only be removed by a majority vote of the independent directors. Magnum has just kind of acted in rather a Trumpist fashion and disregarded the law and just trying to make this power play.
What have they
remake
stopped
Ben and Jerry's in the image of Magnum.
Right, but what have they stopped you doing? In reality, what has been the practical problem for you?
Well, during the war in Gaza, what many people call a genocide, what I would call a genocide, Ben and Jerry's wanted to come out with a statement calling for a ceasefire. And Magnum refused to allow that to happen. The company wanted to support the student protesters. Again, Magnum refused to allow that to happen. Even more recently, the company wanted to support Black History Month, and Magnum refused to allow that to happen. So clearly they've been Trumpified, and and as a matter of fact, the company has been explicitly forbidden from using the name Trump. And the reality is that Ben & Jerry's has a history of calling out presidents when they act in opposition to the values of Ben & Jerry's.
Can I ask you, then, have you got investors, assuming they would sell, which they've said they won't, but just humour me, have you got investors that would put up the money if Magnum suddenly said, you're a bunch of troublesome whatevers, we'll sell to you?
Yes, we do. There is a group of socially conscious investors. When Unilever first announced that they were looking to sell off their entire ice cream division, Jerry and I went to them and said, "Hey, look, we're having all these problems with Ben and Jerry's. Why don't you just separate out Ben and Jerry's and sell it to a group of investors that agree with the social mission?" And Unilever refused, but we were very vocal and public about calling for socially conscious investors to appear, and indeed they have.
So now you're in this uncomfortable position where Magnum won't sell, you don't like what's happening, they own the company, but you're not going to leave, you're determined to stay and sort of battle it out.
Yeah, that's correct. You know, I mean, when the board of directors gave the company a social mission, I don't think any of us realized it at the time, but we also ended up giving the company a soul, a spirit, a heart. And that is what is so valuable about Ben & Jerry's. And that is what has developed this incredibly supportive consumer base, a sense of shared values, which is the strongest relationship that you can form. And it's those consumers that will end up forcing Magnum to allow Ben & Jerry's to continue to go on and be what it's designed to be. And we're saying, let Magnum be what they're designed to be.
I'm grateful to you, sir. It is an honor to have you on the program. I'll finish off the ice cream once we've finished. Thank you very much for talking to us. Thank you. Magnum responded to the controversy. They say in part, recent steps to update the Ben & Jerry corporate governance are wholly aligned with the merger agreement and standard corporate governance across the organisation. Nothing more than that. Suggesting our actions are anything more is just not true. They are not and never have been.